Exhaust manifold is now free. I'll slide that. Whoa! Woo! Yep, I got scared. You heard that. Hey guys, welcome back to Johnny Boy's Garage. This is the second intro I filmed. So, we have added a new camera to the whole filming thing. And this is said camera. And my worst fears came true. And this is why I hadn't bought a camera to this point. So what happened was, apparently they use the same file names. I didn't catch this when I was putting these files onto my computer. Completely ignored it. Uploaded the footage. Deleted my memory cards. Come to find out, I didn't have an intro. And I probably have other missing footage. Haven't checked that yet. So, we were going to rebuild the head. And we did rebuild the head. It would have been a head like this. Ours was a little bit cleaner than this. We put new valves in it, new valve seals. We added an air conditioner, which doesn't do much, but it's a lot nicer than 130 degrees. And as you can see, the head's already on. So with that, enjoy the rest of the video, and I'll catch you guys later. I don't know, maybe I wasn't filming. I did just pull the hooks and everything. I'd be kind of sad if I wasn't filming. We swapped out the rags. We did have paper towels underneath of it. We're gonna go ahead and start pulling valves. So we're gonna start with the exhaust bank just because it's a little bit easier to get to in this position. I flipped all of my lifters upside down, and I'm gonna put the springs, valve keepers, and the little spacer on the bottom all together. Where'd I put the 2x4? Oh no. Where is the magnet? Well, that's problematic. I'll be right back when I find that. I can't tell you if this is going to work or not, but apparently I lost my oh, it does work. How awesome. So I have one of those magnetic bit drivers, and I just threw my Phillips in it. I mean, this wouldn't be the funnest way to do it in a situation where you have to, you know, set these valve keepers, but a situation where you're removing them, it works. That's awesome. It's one valve spring. And I know there's a little plate down here. This will come out. Push this valve out. That's a one. There's some carbon buildup on that exhaust valve. It kind of works, but it doesn't take that little metal plate up. And we are going to lap the valves too, but I want to get them all out. That way we're not worried about it here in a little bit. We can just lap them all and then start setting springs. Valves. Cylinder 1 doing for exhaust. Come on, baby. This feels so incredibly ghetto to me, to be using this thing. Get my valve keepers. I really don't know if this was ghetto or genius. Hear one of my noisy neighbors rolling by. Oh, I got it. I was like, where is that valve keeper? I looked down, I had already stuck it. Guess that's what they call winning though, so let's just keep moving. That is the perfect size. Let me show you where this landed. Welding table for the win. That is all of the exhaust valves. I'm gonna go ahead and knock out the intake valves, and I'll catch you guys when it's time. We're gonna go ahead and take valve seals out. This one disintegrated on impact. See how they're just kind of falling apart as I touch them. Can I get you out? You come out, that'd be great. Why? Why you not love me? The intake ones stick on there a little bit better. You would just like to come free. It'd be the most wonderful feeling in the world. There goes the spring. Is that the secret? Take the spring off? No, it is not. Well, I'll get back to you guys when these are all out. So we're gonna go ahead and start setting valve seals. I found that 3/8 socket kind of just snaps onto it. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna lube these up and we're gonna hammer them down. Then we're gonna lube the tips of the valve stems to help ease it through the valve seal. This is the exhaust side. I did do some research, and from what I can see, silver is the exhaust side and gold is the intake side for valve seals. I don't know if it really makes a difference, but that's what I'm gonna do. That seated so easy. You tell me I ain't even gotta tap these with a hammer, I can just push them on? This is amazing. So I did get one on. I'm probably going to wind up just doing all these off camera. The camera's overheating from the garage even though it's sitting in front of the air conditioner. We got this on. What I wound up using was a little small flathead, and then I would stick my finger up in between and kind of pinch it in place and then real slowly release it. With that, I'm gonna get to getting all these springs installed and we'll set the head in place today. Kind of want to show you guys how I'm doing this. My speed has come up a little bit on putting these things together. So I'm setting the spring up in place. Putting my valve spring compressor on the spring. Set it to the lock position, and then I snug it to the valve. Set it off to the side, and then I tighten it and center it up over the valve stem. Now I got my valve stem exposed. I did change the screwdriver I was using. I'm actually using an even smaller one now. Now I'm reaching, oop, it flipped on me. Oh no, there it is. Literally just did one with that screwdriver and these valve keepers don't want to stay on it now. That's down in. The one on the opposite side. In. I try to lift this so that it stays centered. Keep an eye on the valve keepers as I do it. It's set up. Now what I do, I've been pushing on them after I set it. And then we go on to the next one. Now this spring compressor, while it gets the job done, is definitely not the right size. One size is too big, the other size is a little bit too small. So if you buy a valve spring compressor from the Harbor Freight, just keep in mind if you're doing this job, it isn't the right size, which can make it a little bit more difficult, but you can still get the job done with it. What I thought was funny about the spring compressor is Harbor Freight says it's not for overhead cam engines, but this is literally the design for an overhead cam engine. So I bought it just to find out if it would work. I imagine there are definitely easier styles to use. So we've got all of our valve springs back installed. All brand new valves and all new valve seals. So we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna get the oil out of the cylinders for one, because I don't want that all up in there. Get the oil out of that, and we're gonna set our head gasket, and we're gonna start setting the head down in place. And I'm gonna wipe this down. All those pretty new valves. We're gonna go ahead, set the engine to top dead center so we don't have to do that later. Get right about there. Gonna set a pretty old head gasket down. is in place. Go ahead and start our head bolts. Not know the torque specs for this at the moment, but for right now I just want to run these things down and have them in place. They don't necessarily have to be torqued. I just don't want the head flopping around. Once I feel them bottom to the head, I am immediately stopping. I just don't want the head flopping around like I said. I want to put our lifters in, then I'm going to pull up torque specs and we will torque the head down. I'm not going to set our cams in just yet. I want to get the crankshaft set up so that we can do timing. I still got to transfer the Woodruff key. Alright, they're all bottomed out. I'm going to put a dot of lube on each valve stem. So that is a contact point. Imagine you could just lubricate this with engine oil, but this stuff's a little bit stickier and it likes to hang on a little bit longer. And considering the oil pump isn't primed, the longer it's there, the happier I'll be. And these lifters do have different thicknesses, so if you're not replacing them, you really want to make sure they go back in the same spot, because you can get away with using the same lifters if all you're doing is replacing the valves and everything else maintains its position. All of our lifters are in. I'm gonna go look up torque specs. Since we're here and I'm waiting for all data to fire up, I figure I'll go ahead and get these coil packs mounted up, or at least tacked into position for right now. These really shouldn't get in the way they sit on the back of the head. So the head bolts are torqued in two sequences, 36 foot-pounds and then 90 degrees. Torque sequence is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're gonna go to 36 foot-pounds, and then we're gonna do the 90 degrees. I'm gonna snug these up a little bit more before I go to torque. Alright, 36. Go fixing. I'm gonna get a different torque wrench. Now we're going to do our 90-degree turn. I'm going to put a dot on each one of these bolt heads just so that I can verify it goes to 90 degrees, but I'll catch you when I have the other torque wrench out. So we're just marking the front of each bolt. And we're going to do a 90-degree turn. And hopefully it goes smoothly and we don't have any issues. And final bolt. Once they've all been torqued to spec, head is officially set down. So next week we'll wind up putting the camshafts in, setting the timing, and finishing up the rest of this engine, putting the exhaust, the intake, and everything on. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next week.